All right, let's dive in. We're going on a sonic adventure today
Ooh, I like the sound of that. Where are we headed?
to a place where traditional Mongolian music, get this, crashes headfirst into Western stoner and desert rock.
Seriously. That's a combo I never would have imagined.
I know, right? But it totally works.
Well, color me intrigued. What's the story behind this musical mashup?
That's the coolest part. It's all thanks to TATANKA, this awesome initiative all about promoting inclusivity and letting different cultures express themselves through art.
I've heard of them. They do some really innovative stuff, right?
Exactly. And they're always about amplifying voices that don't always get heard.
Love that.
Yeah.
So how does this stoner rock Mongolian music thing fit into that?
They've gone and created, well, not them directly, but they were the driving force behind it, a full-blown AI-generated album. It's called Sands of the Unbroken by this fictional, all-female Mongolian band, the Queens of the Dunes.
Whoa, hold on. A fictional band.
Yeah. Like the whole band, the album, lyrics, even their backstories, all cooked up with artificial intelligence.
That's wild. Talk about AI getting creative. This is totally next level stuff.
It really is. It makes you think about how technology is changing the game for music and art in general.
Absolutely. I mean,
Right.
think about it. AI is a creative partner, not just a tool.
Right. It's blowing my mind.
So before we get too lost in the AI rabbit hole, let's break down this stoner desert rock thing for anyone who might not be familiar.
Yeah, good call.
Think heavy, fuzzed out guitar riffs.
Oh, yeah, I love those.
Those rhythms that just kind of pull you in, super hypnotic and spacious, and this vibe that's both raw and introspective.
Yeah, like you're out in the middle of nowhere just soaking it all in.
Exactly. It's a sound born in the deserts of California, often played at these legendary generator parties, literally out in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
Bands like 𝗑ᗕᗕᗓ, Sleep, Queens of the Stone Age, they all embody that raw energy and almost spiritual connection to the desert.
Okay, now I get the picture. But how does Mongolia, a landlocked country known for its vast steppes and nomadic culture, fit into this whole desert rock scene?
That's what makes this project so unique. It's not just about blending these two totally different musical styles. It's about exploring the concept of the desert itself, using it as a source of inspiration, a metaphor for the human experience.
Interesting.
You see, the desert has this duality to it. It's beautiful and brutal, alluring and unforgiving, all at the same time.
Kind of like the concept of the feminine divine.
Exactly. And that's where the all-female band comes in. TATANKA is using the desert as a lens to examine the power and complexity of the feminine. They've chosen this unique group to embody that energy.
Especially in a genre that's usually dominated by male artists. That's a pretty powerful statement.
Definitely. And they're not just throwing a Mongolian band into a desert rock setting. They're weaving in traditional instruments like the morinkhur, this haunting horsehead fiddle, and the incredible power of throat singing right into this heavy rock sound.
Whoa, throat singing and heavy rock.
I know, right? It's creating something totally new, a cultural conversation expressed through music.
I have to hear this. Can you give us a taste of what that sounds like?
So imagine this. You've got this resonant, almost mournful sound of the morinkhur winding its way through those heavy guitar riffs. It creates this sense of vastness and longing.
Oh, I can feel it already.
Then, boom, the raw power of throat singing hits you, evoking these ancient rituals and the primal connection to nature. It's like a call from the heart of the desert cutting through the music. It's mesmerizing and unexpected and just so powerful.
That's amazing. I get how those sounds, as different as they are, actually complement each other. I need to know more about this band, the Queens of the Dunes. Tell me everything.
Okay, so each member, we're talking 𝗧𝗓, 𝗏𝗏, 𝗓𝗓, 𝗏𝗏, and 𝗓𝗓. Each of them is a unique character with a backstory tied directly to the desert's myths and the environment. It's like they've stepped out of a graphic novel.
Seriously, they've thought of everything.
Each one embodies a different aspect of the desert spirit, like 𝗧𝗓 Storm Song, the lead guitarist. She captures that paradoxical nature of the desert, seductive yet dangerous, alluring yet capable of incredible destruction.
It's like they've created a whole world around this band, down to the smallest details. Are there any visuals to help us picture them?
You bet. They used a text-to-image prompt to create a visual representation of the band. Picture 5 fierce women standing against this backdrop of a sun-scorched desert landscape.
I'm trying to picture it.
They're wearing this blend of post-apocalyptic armor and flowing fabrics. capturing both their strength and the beauty of their surroundings.
Wow, that's a powerful image, like Mad Max meets ancient Mongolian warrior queens.
I know, right? And even the song titles themselves, like Scorched Earth, Whispers of the Sand Serpent, Searing Eyes of the Dune, Ashes Beneath a Scarlet Sky. They all paint these vivid pictures in your mind.
Oh yeah, for sure. Just reading the titles, you get a sense of the story they're trying to tell.
And then there's one song, Searing Eyes of the Dune, that takes this whole fusion thing to another level. It features, get this, President Barack Obama.
Wait, what? Barack Obama on a Mongolian stoner desert rock track? No way!
Yep, you heard right. It seems like the AI, while analyzing leadership during tough times, found a connection between Obama and the album's themes of resilience and survival in extreme situations.
I am officially hooked. Okay, so we've got Mongolian instruments, desert rock vibes, and now Barack Obama. This is getting crazy good. But before we jump into specific songs, why stoner desert rock for this project? What makes it the right fit for exploring Mongolian culture and the feminine divine?
It all comes down to the feeling this music evokes. Think about the vastness of the desert, the isolation, the intense heat, that feeling of being completely exposed to the elements.
It can be pretty intense.
Exactly. And that aligns perfectly with the desert as both a physical and metaphorical space.
I'm starting to see it. It's a genre that grabs your attention, just like the desert demands respect.
And that intensity, that rawness, it also speaks to the strength and resilience of these women the album is celebrating.
So it's not just about the sound, it's about the feeling, the message behind it.
You got it. It's about reclaiming a space that's often seen as harsh and unforgiving and showing the beauty and power that lie within.
This deep dive is already so fascinating. We've got this groundbreaking album blurring the lines between musical genres, cultures, and even the role of technology in art.
And we're just scratching the surface.
There's so much more to uncover. This is going to be good.
I can't wait. Okay, so ready to explore the lyrical landscape of Sands of the Unbroken.
Absolutely. You mentioned that duality of the desert, the beauty and the brutality.
Right.
Does that come through in the lyrics?
Oh, you better believe it. They've woven it into this tapestry of emotions. It's as rich and complex as the desert itself.
Yeah, when I first listened to the album, what struck me was how the lyrics blend those personal stories with bigger themes, like survival, transformation, even the passage of time.
I see that.
It's like each song is a little world of human experience set against this grand backdrop of the Gobi Desert.
You hit the nail on the head. That's the power of the desert as a metaphor. It strips everything back, forces you to face yourself,
Yeah, I feel that.
And you can really see that in songs like Echoes in the Hollow Winds. There's a line, say goodbye to solitude, desert full of attitude. And it's like the desert itself is this challenging force pushing the band to confront their inner stuff.
That's cool. So the desert is almost like a character in the story.
Totally. Testing their limits, guiding them on their journey.
Oh, and speaking of journeys, Across the Burning Horizon totally captures that feeling of venturing into the unknown.
Oh, definitely. What I find fascinating about that one is how it blends the literal journey, like a caravan crossing the desert, with this deeper, more metaphorical journey of self-discovery.
I like that.
They got lines like, mark our progress on this map, each sunrise, every sunset, every mishap. And it's suggesting that they're not just mapping out the land, but their own growth and transformation.
I see. So they're facing the external challenges of the desert, but also these internal struggles.
Exactly.
That reminds me of Shadows Beneath the Sun. That one felt so raw, like a desperate plea for strength when everything is stacked against you.
Totally raw. There's this vulnerability in those lyrics, like, can I brave this brown sea? Can I cave and die? It gets to the fragility of life, especially in a harsh place like the desert, but it also shows this fierce will to survive, to keep going, even when doubt sets in.
And you can hear that in the music, too.
Right.
Like those heady riffs almost crushing you. They mirror those doubts and fears, but then you've got those soaring melodies, and they offer a glimmer of hope.
Totally. It's a reminder that even when it's darkest, that spark of resilience is still there.
It never goes out.
Never. And it's not just internal struggles. There's this thread of mysticism, even spirituality, that runs through the album, especially in songs like Whispers of the Sand Serpent and Stars Fading in the Dust Storm.
Oh, yeah. Whispers of the Sand Serpent definitely felt different, like a journey into the ancient heart of the desert.
I felt that too.
Where spirits are real and wisdom is carried on the wind. There's that line, the sand serpent is our guide. His whispers help me decide. And it suggests they're looking for guidance from something beyond the everyday world.
Yeah. It reminds us that the desert has always been a sacred place for so many cultures. a place where the line between worlds seems to thin out.
I love that idea. And that connection to the cosmos, the search for meaning and the vastness of it all, it's beautifully captured in Stars Fading in the Dust Storm.
Oh, tell me about it. The imagery in that one is incredible. Owls, crickets, those fading stars. A hole in the chest that somehow gives meaning to everything.
That imagery is so powerful. It's like they're facing those big existential questions that come up when you're surrounded by so much emptiness, but also by such stark beauty.
Yeah, the desert has a way of forcing you to confront your own mortality, your place in the grand scheme of things. And, it's a humbling experience, reminding us we're just a small part of something so much bigger.
And yet, even with that sense of being small, there's still this incredible resilience, this will to find meaning even when faced with the void. That's what I got from songs like Fading Footprints in the Dust, that one explores the cycle of life and death, how everything fades and is reborn.
It's beautiful, right?
Absolutely.
There's a line, "At night we all die and return at dawn, and so does the sun since time is withdrawn." It really gets to the heart of that cyclical nature of existence, the ebb and flow of creation and destruction. It's so central to the desert's character.
It reminds us that even with loss and impermanence, there's beauty in the natural order of things, like a constant renewal that brings hope, even in the darkest times.
And speaking of hope, Ashes Beneath a Scarlet Sky feels like it's all about finding strength in the ruins, rising from the ashes.
Oh, yeah. That image, sunrise, burn the night, bring the light to our plate. It's like they're calling for a new beginning, a fresh start after all that darkness.
Exactly. And that theme of rebirth connects so well with Ride the Wind to Nowhere, all about escape and freedom, throwing caution to the wind and embracing the unknown.
So good. I felt this real sense of urgency in that one, like they're running from something, searching for a new start, and mentioning places like Santa Fe and the Rio Grande adds this cool geographical element to the story.
You're right. It suggests their journey isn't just in their heads, but it's also a real physical quest for freedom.
So they're not just escaping their inner demons, but also finding refuge in the vastness of the desert.
Exactly. Finding solace in its wild embrace.
I love that. And then back to the raw power of the desert heat with Beneath the Scorching Crown.
Oh yeah, that one is a full-on sensory experience. It captures that relentless sun, how it beats down on you, pushing you to your limit.
I can almost feel it.
The lyrics are like a survival guide for navigating this unforgiving landscape.
I love that line. First, learn that sand is your friend, even if you hate it. Second, this desert can be paradise if you make it. It's like even in the toughest spots, there's beauty to be found if you adapt and face the challenges head on.
You got it. Finding resilience in the face of adversity, thriving in a place that seems determined to break you.
Okay, we can't ignore the elephant, or should I say the former president, in the room.
What do you mean?
Searing eyes of the dune with Barack Obama. Still can't believe it.
It's a wild card for sure.
Yeah.
But when you consider the AI's reasoning for choosing Obama, his leadership during tough times, inspiring hope even when things are rough, it kind of starts to make sense.
It's like they're drawing a parallel between Obama's journey and the band's journey through the desert, highlighting those universal themes of resilience, determination, and the power of hope.
Absolutely. And then there's Silver Moon over Burnt Earth. It goes deep into the darker side of the desert experience, the despair that can set in when you're up against that relentless whiteness.
Yeah, Silver Moon had a different feeling. There's a real rawness in the lyrics, a sense of exhaustion and disillusionment.
Holy.
Worked so hard on the land, all for the devil's sun to turn us all to sand. It's heartbreaking, but it also shows their spirit, their refusal to give up, even when the odds are stacked against them.
It's like they're acknowledging the darkness, the pain, but not letting it swallow them whole.
There's still that spark of defiance.
Absolutely. Determination to keep fighting, even when hope is fading.
And finally, the Thorns of Cactus Heart. The closing track, and it feels like it wraps up everything they've gone through, a celebration of their resilience and the wisdom they've earned along the way.
A perfect ending. That line, "I came from the mud, there's dirt on my hands, strong like a tree, there's roots where I stand." That's pure transformation right there.
Powerful stuff.
They've come out of the desert, not without scars, but stronger, more rooted in themselves and their purpose.
It's a powerful message about finding strength and vulnerability, embracing the challenges, and coming out the other side transformed. After going this deep into the lyrics, I'm even more impressed with this project. Weaving together such complex themes and emotions into a complete story is remarkable, and we can't forget the AI's role in all this.
So true. Its contribution goes beyond just spitting out music and lyrics. It's about pushing the limits of what we think is creatively possible, exploring new territory within stoner desert rock, and even making us question what it means to be a musician in this digital age.
Yeah, it's like the AI is a collaborator, pushing the band to break new ground.
Absolutely. It's mind-blowing to think about the creative potential when humans and AI come together like this.
It's like the AI is getting the themes too, like choosing Obama as a guest artist. That's not just
It
random.
really makes you think it's not just copying or imitating.
Yeah.
AI is coming up with fresh ideas, expanding what we thought this kind of music could be.
It's wild.
Almost like it's tapping into this well of human experience and creativity.
Makes you wonder, where's the line between what's human creativity and what the AI is doing? Are we seeing a whole new way music will be made with AI as a partner?
Big questions, right?
Yeah.
As AI keeps evolving, we'll be facing these questions more and more. Projects like this, Sands of the Unbroken, are making us think about all this, rethinking what creativity even means and how tech fits into art.
It's not just the tech, though. It's the humans behind it. Their vision is guiding the AI. Like that note from, what was it, 𝗧𝗔𝗧𝗔𝗓𝗓, the AI ChatGPT, thanking its human partner, JJ.
I remember that.
It's like the AI knows it needs human intuition, that emotional depth to really bring the music to life.
It's a two-way street, right? Human and AI working together, each bringing something unique to the table. Not about one replacing the other. It's about finding that sweet spot where they both shine.
So we've got this incredible album, Sands of the Unbroken, breaking boundaries in music, culture, and technology. But what's in it for the listener? Why should we care about this Mongolian stoner rock AI fusion?
For me, it's about how music connects us. It goes beyond borders and differences. This album, it's not just music. It's a conversation about things we all deal with.
Yeah.
Survival, resilience, finding our purpose when the world feels crazy.
Finding beauty in the most unexpected places, challenging what we think music should be, and embracing how creative expression can change us.
It's a reminder that even in tough spots, like the desert, life finds a way to not just survive, but thrive.
To adapt and make something beautiful.
The release date, January 27, 2025, adds another layer too. It's a time when these conversations about AI, cultural fusion, and the future of music are so important. It's like a call to action, inviting us to engage with these ideas and see how they can make a positive impact.
And wow, the whole album is free. Anyone can dive in and experience this sonic adventure.
It is a gift, right? A sharing of creativity and culture, going beyond the whole commercial thing and showing how art can truly bring people together.
As we wrap up our deep dive, what are you left with?
Excitement, definitely. Wonder, too. Sands of the Unbroken shows us what human creativity can do, especially with AI in the mix. It's a peek into a future where music has no limits, where cultures blend and inspire, and technology helps us tell stories in ways we never thought possible.
It's an invitation to step into the unknown, to challenge our own ideas, and be open to the power of music to change us. So to everyone listening, take a chance. Download the album. Let the music take you on a journey. You might end up hearing the world in a whole new way.